Hey, good afternoon, good morning, good whatever it is. Happy Thanksgiving Day if you are watching or listening from inside the United States and wherever else around the world you are watching from. Welcome to the Rudeboy Sound Off. The Rudeboy sound for the Spurs sound off. I didn't even have my all my Thanksgiving strappings as yet, and I'm confused. Just doing the introduction. By the name, my name is the Road Boy DJ Paul, and I am going to just take a look at what am I looking at today? I'm going to bypass the Roma game. I don't have enough information on Roma, and I'm almost certain that Spurs are going to be going through a heavy rotation. Don't forget, y'all. I'm Jamaican, so I'm gonna eat some letters. I'm gonna eat some words. I'm gonna eat some S's, some T's, and some th. You all know the deal with us Jamaicans already. But let's just take a quick look at a possible lineup, and that's all I'm going to go with. I'm looking and I realize that we're very thin at the back, so chances are we're going to go back with Davies and Dragusin. Udogi might have to jump in. Paro might be the one getting the rest and putting Gray over there. Bissouma has to come back in for the midfield, or maybe Sar might be the holding midfielder. He's young, he's energetic. You can't afford to lose Bissouma as a holding midfielder with Bentancur out. So chances are, we might swing with Sar at the holding mid, and then you can bring in Bergval and team him with Madison. Madison needs a game time. So hopefully that's how the back to the front is going to be. So I would say Destiny, fullback, left fullback, Davies and Dragusin is going to cover the central defense. I would give Poro a rest and bring Gray in. And then I'll go with Sar, Madison, and Bergval as the midfielders. And then Timo Werner on the left. Langshire through the middle, and Johnson on the right. That's my predicted lineup for Roma. But I want to fast forward to something that concerns me a bit, though, and that is we have played 12 games. Pardon me. We have played 12 games, and I more want to concentrate on the losses. And the reason is the games that we have won, we play the way we want to play, and we come away with the wins. And those wins, if you really look at them, there was nothing challenging too much about them except for the Brentford game. All the other games we actually won easily when you look at it. And so it leads me to the games that we actually lost. And I'm tempted to exempt Crystal Palace, take a closer look at how Arsenal did kind of sit behind the ball some. We didn't make use of all the opportunities that we got early. I think we hit the post. There was one big save from Raya, but that's it. We just didn't convert our chances. However, they did not go in, and Arsenal wasn't really flowing attacking. I think they were more subdued in that. I understand that they were missing Saliba and also Odegaard, but everybody has injuries, so that's no excuse. You talk about how teams play, and they didn't actually come out and play they really wanted to play. As a matter of fact, none of the teams that actually beat us came out in their regular formation and play, and that is my concern going into the Fulham game, that we have not done well with teams that got organized behind the ball, teams that sat in, teams that gave us the ball and said, come and beat us for heaven's sake. We have not won any of those games. And even though Brighton did not sit in the first half. You see what happened, or you saw what happened in the first half. We were up two. They make the adjustment where I think they went to a 4-4-2, if my recollection is correct, and then we just lost our way from there, and we lost the entire game. So my concern is whether or not teams have figured out how they're going to play us this year. And if they're organized behind the ball, chances are we are not going to be able to penetrate them because we have not. And of those losses, I have not seen where there's tactics in place, where there are changes that happen during the game to say, well, even though we lost the game, we're working on it. I didn't see that. And it bothers me a bit that I did not see the attempt to try and nullify those banks of 5-4 and 4-5. At one point, we were still putting the ball down and trying to play through them. And I don't think you can run in a team that is going to say, meet me at the top of my third. You can't run on them. And I keep beating and harping on it, even though he's not going to be there this week, and I hope, but I think he's not going to be available, is most of the possession run through Romero. And if you look back at the City game, and there's something distinct about that, most of the play that comes from the back was coming through Madison, believe it or not. So I think if we take the ball away from the defender get a little bit more speed up the way they release the ball. The fullbacks hang in there to get first passes and second passes. We can move the ball forward. So even if a team decides to sit in, we can try to hit them over the top before they settle in, because those are ways to soften up teams that want to come back and bring their wingers back and bring the midfield back and then jam you across with a 4-5 formation. So it's hard to play through that. So what we have to do is actually move the ball. Right? And I am not saying that this is what Andrew's going to do. I'm just saying that normally when a team is going to give you a 4-5 look, then it means you have to move the ball faster, wider, inside, outside. You can't try to play through them, just tapping it around. And we do that a lot. And so what happened is that, again, the sign there's a universal sign that if a team comes out, they will and go into a formation of 5-4-1 or 4-5-1, they're telling you that they're satisfied to walk away with a point. And if you give them the extra two by losing to them, they will take it and go home. I don't expect Fulham to come into the Tottenham HotSpur Stadium and go gung-ho right off the bat against Spurs. Right? I think if they do that, within 10-15 minutes, they'll probably be 3 down. And that's no exaggeration. So I expect a little bit more reserve. I expect them to not be in an all-out attack against Spurs. And so if they're not, what is the solution to getting through those banks of 4-5 or those 4-4-2 that are designed to definitely slow a team down? I'm just curious as to what Andrew's going to do, because I am a big critic of Ange and his tactics. And then what will happen is that I'm not saying we're going to lose. I'm not saying that Fulham is going to beat us. But if we don't beat Fulham, then what it goes back to the same things we're talking about. Why are we so inconsistent? And then that will probably answer my question, is that we are inconsistent because we can't beat teams that are well organized. We can't beat teams if they're not coming at us and exposing themselves. We can't beat them. And hence, you will see part of the reason why we are inconsistent. Now, do I have to look at the players or do I have to look at the manager? I'm going to reserve that for now. Right, until after the game, I will tell you what I think about how we went about the game. So again, the question is whether or not we are going to be up and ready for the game. I'm the Rudeboy DJ Paul, and I'm out of here.